ready yet. So what I will be doing is like explaining like similar this quality center. Like it's actually similar to HPLM. Just it's not a like upgraded version. It don't have many. I mean, it has the same features actually. But um, I mean, this is like the quality center is little better than HPLM. But if you want credentials for this ALM, you can request to your respective manager. Okay. So, but I think Rally would suffice. It just an additional tool for you. Uh, the reason, right? Because you want to like you don't know which tool you'll be getting at the client side, and you don't know which you'll be working on. So that's the reason. Like I plan to give two tools. Okay, so one would be fine. Like Rally should be good. Yeah, I know. No, I don't think I have any background on it. It should be good now. Okay. Um, let's quickly check this. So here this in quality center, right? So this is quality center version 10. Okay. Um, so version 10, and you have this. Um, you'll be working mostly on three tabs. Okay, three tabs. That is test plan, test lab, and defects module. Okay, so three modules. That is like test plan, test lab, and defects module. Requirements like you can view it. Normally you don't have access to this. If you are using this ALM or quality center, right? You don't have access to requirements. You can view it, of course. You can view to to see the requirements, but not to edit any requirements or such like that. Okay, you can only view the requirements. So here we have so many other requirements. Um, This is the requirement, so let's create a one requirement here. Okay. So here, so this is various tabs. Okay, so you have these various tabs here. Okay, so here you will be having the information like regarding the project, like which project you'll be working on. Let me quickly check. I don't want to do an experiment here, but here let's just quickly. So this is like requirements. So here you will be having all the requirements information. Okay, just like let's say if you have a requirement here, let's here you don't have any. This is your requirement. Okay, so it's like car load. So here you can have this description written here along. Okay, so normally you can also post some screenshots in this too. Okay, so this is like old tool, but still you can like still use it, like similar functionality that we can use. Okay, so this is the requirement, like it's like you have this, right, car loan and car loan requirement, and you can have this description here. Okay, and these are the various tabs. You have this requirement traceability and test coverage. We'll go that little later. And link defects. If you have any defects, you can link that. Okay, and okay, if you have any attachments, sometimes, right, you don't want to write the whole requirements. In that case, you can just prepare that in a doc file or an Excel file or any any information that contains the file, okay, like MS Word or Excel, you can upload it here, okay, and so that you can see the requirements right in there. So sometimes write the functional FRD, like FRD or functional required document or BRD, we can attach it here. Okay, this is not our job, of course, so we will not be working on this unless you are going as a business analyst. I'm just saying for just to know, like you can get the information. If you are looking for information, you can get it from here. That's what I mean. Okay, so here if you have any information, you can type it here. Of course, this is history for version control. Okay, so this is the information what you'll be actually entering into it whenever you're trying to create a requirement. Is it a function requirement or is it a performance, or let's see, okay, any other ones like regression, okay, you can add it here. Okay, so that's all about the requirements module actually. So as a tester, we will not be creating any requirements. Okay. So let's go to the next module, test plan. Okay, so in this test plan, so what you will be doing, see there are three modules, right? Okay, let's say requirements module, test plan, test lab, and defects. In the requirements module, you'll be having requirements, okay, whatever the business analyst or product owner has written some requirements, it will be in the requirements. Test plan, you will be writing the test cases, okay, and the test lab, you will be executing the test cases, okay, and the defects, you will be of course opening the defects and reporting the defects to the concerned developer. Okay, so these four modules, 4 different functionalities. See, that's why this rally is pretty simple. The test plan, test lab, you only need one where you write the test case, you execute the test case. But this is ALM, basically all the ALM features are pretty much outdated if you ask me. Okay, personally, no, I think it's outdated because you don't want like to write a test case at one point and and you want to execute a test cases in another module, and you want to or you don't want like redundant work. So because you want to pull out the test case and put into another folder, again pull out the test case, put it in a different directory. I mean, it's like unnecessary work. In agile, of course you don't want this. Why? Because it's a fast moving environment. Okay, agile is pretty fast moving, so if you want to do that, you must be having pretty good amount of time, spending time only to doing all this. Okay, so you don't want to have that features to just to run around for just to move this directly from one place to another. Okay, anyhow, okay, so here in the test plan, okay, you can create a folder. Let's see, create a folder here. So you can create a folder here and just refresh it. Also make sure, okay, refresh it so that we know which is here. Just want to rename it. Right click it and rename it. Okay, now it's first. Okay, so I want to see that. I want to look this as first, right? So I'm just put as 001 so that the numbers will not get out. So now it's in top level, so I can see this pretty good. Okay, now once I create this directory, right? This is the directory you created. It. Now you need to create a new test because this directory doesn't make sense, right? This doesn't have anything here. No, it's not required. These are things are not required because it's you're actually browsing like in a directory. You need to create what test script. Okay, test or test. Okay, create one and name it as okay. If you're doing manual or if you're doing automated, you can put this, or your system test or load runner scenario, you can put that. Okay, if you're QTP, if you're using automation, put automated. Here in this case, we'll go as manual. Test name, we'll just put as test. Okay, good. Now it has it's asking for more information here, so let's put as level as medium. See, if it is reviewed, see, reviewing says whenever you're writing test cases, right, in anyhow, so wherever you're writing or whatever you're writing, your test case will be reviewed by your lead. Okay, mostly it will be reviewed. Okay, so once, if it is reviewed, then you can put as reviewed. If it is not, then mostly it will not be reviewed, so it's not reviewed. Priority, let's put it as medium. If it's high priority, you can put it high. In this case, we'll just put as medium. Okay, so here we have created a test set. It's kind of test set. Okay, the reason you need this, because if you're, let's say you are creating test cases, sets of test cases. You're creating test cases for IE, test cases for Firefox, test cases for Chrome, test cases for Safari, and so on. So in that case, you can create each and every test set for this. So let's say I've created this for Chrome. What is Chrome test case? Okay. So that I know. Now if I want to create one more test set, click on this directory and click on this new test, and you can create a new. You can put it as the a Safari, or you're testing for IE or Firefox. Okay, so you can create as many sets as you want in this directory. Okay, directory is to store the files, right? So this is kind of file, and you have this file, and you can create any because the reason, right? This was designed, the reason, because you don't want to mess up with different browser test cases, because you will be writing test case. Let's say you have written 20 to 25 test case for one browser, right? You have written 20 test cases for one browser. Now you want to write for another browser, you can copy and paste, of course. Copy that same test case, put this, change the name, you have this here and there, and that's it. But you don't want to mix up with the other Chrome browser, right? You have written this for Chrome. Now you don't want to write Safari and don't want to mix with the Chrome. So that's the reason you can create your own test set and write the test case in that, or copy a test case, whatever. Okay. Now let's write in test case. Here you can write a test case. Okay, you have this tab, various tabs. You can see these tabs, right? Now design tabs, test scripts. Okay, and here let's go to the design step and click on new step. Okay. So we try to write this. Let's check if it is working here. Good. Okay. Now we use this. Okay, good. Okay. Now we have this website. Now if I want to write a test case, let's say, okay, enter the URL. Okay, if you are writing for IE, you can write it for IE. If you are writing Chrome, you can write it for. Okay, you have this similar feature, that is description and expected result. You are writing that enter URL, this demo.borland.com in the Chrome browser. Okay, and expected result is page should be navigated to home page of Gmail. Okay, so here you have written, so this gets updated here as step 1. Okay, so here you can edit it, right from here you can edit it. Okay, so I'll just leave it as step 1. Here description, you can edit even here, or if you double click it, you can do that. Okay, this is one. And let's, if now I want to create another step, click on this new step And okay, now I want to click on enter GMO online button. So what I will do is click on remove this feature, goes to the next page. Oh wow, it's not okay, so it's pretty much outdated. So this is not, these buttons are not working. Let's use this. First option we can use it. Okay. This compatibility there. So you can sometimes you can use this compatibility option where you can I'm not sure I can find this. Compatible. Okay. So let's not worry about it. Okay, so expected is online catalog page. Okay. So see, this can be a bug, but here we see this is pretty old, kind of I think IE7 or something. This is pretty old browser, so nobody is using this browser. So this is not a big deal, okay. But at the real time, if you find something like this, this will be an issue because see, when you are clicking this button, it's not moving to the next page, right? You see this? So these are the issues. So these kind of issues you need to figure it out. Oh, this is working. Okay, but it's not, these buttons are not working. You see this? So that can be an issue when you know when you want to test an application. Okay, so this can be a bug, serious bug if you are testing in that browser. But since this browser is like old browser, so it doesn't matter. Nobody will be testing that one. Okay, so step 3 here, what you do is, so you click on that. Okay, now we put as enter order quantity. Okay, 4 3% dome tint. Okay, and click on place an order. Expected is page should be navigated to the next page. It should navigate, right? Let's put here 10 and place an order. So it should navigate. Okay, place order page. Okay, so here what we'll put is place order page. Okay, so click OK. So these are 3 steps. Now we want to click one more step. Okay, click on new step. and you just click on. Now what we'll do is like click on proceed with git order. Proceed with order. So basically we are testing, what we are majorly testing here is buttons. Okay, so we need to look each and every test case. Okay, so test case you can write it like, you know, of course it might become more tedious. So moving forward it will, it should be redirected to billing information page. Okay, so it should be redirected to billing information page. Okay, and okay, so here again the same issue. You see this, so you have this 1 2 3 instead of 3, like, you know, the 4 showed up here. So in this case, right, you can, what you can do is like click on this and drag this to that, you know, column, drag this and pull it to down. Now it's good. See this, so you can do this. Okay, these are small things. If you write some test case in between, it shows up something in between. Okay, so you just click on that and drag it to wherever, you know, you want to pull that test case. You can do that. Okay, so what will I do is like click on this and on step 5. Now what will I do is, oops, enter all the information. Well, 2017. Okay, so all this should be, you know, completed, and click on place button. What will I do is like enter all the information and click on place the order button. Okay, okay, so page should be redirected to billing page. Oh, I'm sorry, not billing page. It's receipt. Okay, so page should be redirected. So page is redirected to receipt page. Okay, so it's online receipt page. And click OK. Okay, so this is, you know, this is how you can write the test cases. But remember this, we only followed one flow. Okay, so we just followed one flow, that is only we followed like positive scenario. Okay, as you know, like you need to show positive, negative and boundary values. Okay, not only just fields, so we only just, you know, so, okay, writing a test case might be tedious at one point. Like moving forward we'll be having some, because there are other functionalities, other features that have not been tested. For example, this URL, is this URL working or not? So we didn't write any test case for this, right? And we didn't never include, we only were concentrating on this, you know, fields. So you also may want to consider that too, even if it is, if you are not writing test case of that, and if you know, even if it is that is ignored, you can still test it, and even if you find bug, you can link it to particular test case whichever you like, and you know, you can open a defect. So the my whole point is like, you know, you are supposed to open a defect, so you want to, you know, tell the developer that the website is broken. So that's the whole point. As a tester, okay, so you know, you want to like make sure the, you know, defects are open, right? So that's the reason. So you may not always write, you know, test case. Okay, you might write one test case saying that, okay, test all the URLs for this item name, all the URLs. So you can, you know, just, okay, you can just click it here. test all this URL setup. You can write one test case and can finish that. And again you want to test this. So this is more major important. Something these things get skipped. In stock it shows 8, but it's accepting more than 8 value, and you can still place an order. So that's a bug. Okay, in that scenario, so writing a test case, okay, might be a little bit hard. So what you can do is, like as I told you, you can write the test case as one flow, and you can proceed with this testing whenever you find some issue. Okay. Yeah, Umar, do you have any question? Hello. Okay, so if you don't get any if you don't get like what is expected, right, in that case you fail the test case. Okay, so you normally fail this test case. So in this scenario you can it's just writing a test case. This is all about just only writing a test case. Okay. Yeah, Omar, do you have any question?
Yes, sir. My question is, you said if the quantity is 8 and someone want to order more, they cannot proceed their transaction.
That's right.
So what if a company want to add more quantities? How we are going to do it, and do we still need a test case for that?
Okay, so let's be a little bit like, let's go a little bit specific to each question actually. Okay, so when see, first thing, it's a defect that is showing as 23, right? In stock is showing 23, and you can order, I don't know, 100, right? And place an order. So this is already a bug. This is already a bug, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is a bug. Now if the company wants more than that feature, then they have to get updated into here in stock. They have to update. Okay, no, now it's not 23. They have to put, like, I don't know, 100, 200. They have whatever they have in stock, or it is in backlog, and then to put, okay, this backlog is not available at this time, something like that, right? Does it
Okay,
make
sir.
sense? Does it make sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Because there are like two different things what you said. One thing is, like, you're writing a test case for this one and opening an issue. The other thing is, like, if company wants more, then they have to update here. So that's totally different thing. They have to update, that is different department, or someone else will take care of it. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. And let's, so okay, so this is about, so we are not going more into detail in test case. Of course, if you want, you can go ahead with a more detail, but thing is, like, you will not have much time. Okay, so if you're going pretty much detail, so testing you can do more detail, because you'll be having some good amount of time, and but writing a test case, make sure you can include that in test case. Okay, or you can write it's just like something like putting here and ending, like, also include all URLs or something like that, because your boss also will ask, right? Okay, why this test URLs was not covered? Where is your test case for your URL? In that case, you can tell them, like, I put in a bracket, also URLs for various items. Okay, so also text, you can write just one line into the bracket, and click on this one, say that, okay, whenever your boss asks, say, okay, so I've included this one test, because the reason, right, because there are plenty of test case. So if I'm adding like 3 test case extra for one test set, then I have to write 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are 12. That means 12 test case I need to add, because I need to write for Chrome, I need to write for IE, then I need to write for Firefox, then I need to write Safari, and so on, if there is more browser. So that's the reason, like, you said, like, only we have written only in this. So that makes sense, right? So you're, not too much of work, like saying that, okay, so that will become like too much heavy, right? 20 test case again extra. So you don't want that. We want to make it simple, okay, as simple, as possible. So that's why, you can say, like, we have included this, and you can start testing. Okay, some things, you can do that. Okay. Okay, so this is how we write the test case. Any more questions? Does anyone have any more questions on this test case? Okay, so you always, you don't have to include everything in the test case. Okay, you can include, like, in bracket some of them, and you can be much detail as possible, but make sure you also, make it in time, because you don't have much time. Okay, if you want to write, 20 test case for each browser, then it will, of course, 20 into 5 browsers, it's already 100 test case. So you don't want to spend too much of time just in writing test case. You also want to do the executing part, right? So in that scenario, you can include small little statements like this, what I did. Also test URLs, for various items. Okay, you can do some, tweaking that test case, and adding some of those features into test case. Okay, because again, this is just 5. Again, you need to proceed with negative test case. If you are told to write a negative test case, of course you need to put the negative test case. That will again add it to 5 more test case. Again, if you have boundary values, then you need to add boundary values, so that will again add to, so there's too much of test case. So in that case scenarios, you can just reduce it to, just like adding, just one line into the test case and continue testing. Okay, so that's about the test case. Okay, so here you have the various modules you can, so test script. So see, there's a difference between the test case and test script. Okay, test case is actually the high level document which you will be, writing it, and the test script is normally that automation script which is generated. Okay, so which is, which is, you have that script. Okay, that's normally that, QTP code, or like Selenium code, or like load runner code, whatever the code which is there, that is called script. That is for testing, so that's why that's called as test script. Okay, that's the actual, the meaning of test case and test script. But at work, the place, they might not know, so they may, say for the test case they might say test script, and for the test script they may say test script. Okay, so go with the flow, don't argue. I mean, it's nothing to argue in that, but technically just want to let you know that two things are different. Test case is to when you write the test case. Test script is something which is generated, normally it will be more the automation part. Okay, so technically it's a difference, but if somebody says, okay, test script and test case are same, then you can go with the flow. Okay, so if you have any attachments, you can include that here. Okay, and if you have any defects, so this is not actually required here. Okay, I don't know why they have included it. So why I tell you later. Okay, so this is all about the test plan. Test plan, this is the module only to write the test case, nothing else. You do nothing else in this. What you do in test plan, write the test case, that's it. You cannot execute here. So make sure you understand it. You cannot execute test plan, I mean test cases in the test plan. You can only execute the test case in the test lab. So let's go to the next module. So to be in short, right, to be very specific, and to be in short, test plan is to write the test case, that's it. That's what you are doing here. Okay, nothing else. Okay, so let's go to the test lab. You have this root directory. So the problem is, again, you have to create a new folder here and put the same name, or up to you. I'll just put the same name because I don't want to miss anything. Just put again the same name. Okay, this should up this here. I'll rename it. Just refresh it. Okay, good. So now it has shown up here. Okay. Now this means you are actually creating a different directory again altogether. Now you have to create a new test set. The similar way what you are doing in test plan. See, you see this, you see the difference, right? You are actually doing the redundant work here. Okay. So now you have to do this. I mean, there is no escape for this because you have done that in test plan. Now you have to do in the test lab too. Now click on this test lab module and test set name. Okay. Put as, click on this. Okay. Okay, good. Now you were able to create you were create a set. Here this is a set. Okay. Why? Why do you need this set? See, let's say you're trying to test 4 different browsers. Okay, this Chrome browser and IE, and each and have their own set. So you can pull out all the set here into this location. Okay, now let's see. Here you have this, right? So this showed up. It was lucky that this showed up. Normally, oops. Okay, good. This is pretty slow. Into this. Let's start from the scratch again. Okay. Now, okay. So here we have this, right? And now we want to pull out these test cases from test plan. Okay, so just pay attention here. Actually, what you are trying to do, you have written the test case, good. That we have written in test plan. Okay, but okay, so but you need to pull out this, this test cases from test plan to test lab. Okay, to do that, okay, you need to. Okay, this will become pretty slow. This is okay, good. So here you have this, option select test. Okay, I don't think you can show that. This is hanging up pretty frequently. So okay, so here this is slow. So just bear with me. We'll finish this. If you have an option, right, you can have click on select test. You see this option select test, so that you'll be having. If you close this, right, let's close this and click on select test. So when you're trying to do that, that means it is connecting to the test plan. So you're navigating this directly into the next test plan. Now you see this and you find a 001 what we have created. You need to figure it out which one. So we have created this test ITMIK test, right, and pull it into the group. And so put that full directory into here and close this. Okay. Now what test cases we have written, now we have to execute here. Okay, now you just look at it. We are in test lab and we are executing only in test lab. Okay, and run. Just run. Okay, so I'm not sure why is that one. Again, if you click on begin run, it's like you have to click too many times and. Okay, so now you have to follow this. Okay, so description, enter the URL in in the Chrome browser. Sure. So I know this is a little bit. Let's go back again. So let's say we have created a test set in the test lab. Okay, now we are in test lab. We are not worrying about test plan here. Okay, we are in the test lab, and we have created a test set. Okay, just click on this and click on test set. Okay, once you have created this test set, this empty box shows up, right? So this was empty before. Okay, so now you click on select test because this was empty. Okay, let's do this. Let's delete this. We can do this. Okay. Let's delete this. Okay. Okay. So we have deleted it. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, now click on select test. Click on select test. Now what you just the tree shows up in the right sidebar. Okay, right side where you have this sidebar and select which test case you have written in the test plan. That means you're trying to pull up the test case what you have written in test plan in this specific, and click on this and drag this here, and this gets updated here, right? Does it make sense? I know it is pretty much outdated, but yeah, this is how the way it is. So all this HPLM, all these things are like designed such way. See, okay. I know it takes some time to understand because you know, redundant work actually. Okay, so here now you got this test case, right? Now you got this test case in the test lab and execute it. Select this test case and run it. So that if you run it, you get execute and click again on begin run. Okay. Now here is what it shows up. Okay, here what you will do is like here is a description that enter URL. Okay, in the Chrome browser. Okay, and page should be navigated to home page. Now whenever you're executing, make sure this is on page and you're trying to execute it. Now you would say that page should be navigated to home page. Page is navigated to home page as per the requirements. Okay, and click on this button. That means it's pass selected. You see this upper right corner, I'm sorry, upper left corner. Click on this, that is pass. So here it gets updated. Okay, and next click on enter gym online button. Page should be navigated to online catalog page. Page this should be right. You cannot save it here, I think. Okay, page is navigated as per the requirement. Okay, and check mark this. Okay, good. And then it's like page is redirected to the billing page. Page is billing information page as per the requirement. All we have to follow from the requirement, right? Now click on this pass selected. Okay, and then you have enter all the information and click on the page is redirected to online page. Okay, page is redirected on page as per the requirement. Okay, and click again on this mark. Let's say you found some issue. Okay, let's say the second example, page should be navigated to order page, and page is to page, but now you want to write some information about this issue, saying that okay, page is not showing up some issue. Okay, that's not being specific here. Yes, so you have to always write the actual result. Okay. Most of them you'll be writing it, but yeah, you need to write because your boss checks all these things. Okay. And make sure what you're doing, because here time, you see this, you're executing, this time is getting updated here. So make sure you do this, follow this process when you're using this tool, because this tool shows what time you're executing. So you cannot just check mark just like that. Okay, you need to go one by one, page by page, and click on this fail. So now, because of just one test case failed, whole set gets failed. Now click on this button, like stop, end run. Okay, so that means end run. And yes, we have changed something there. Because of this, see, you see this status? It has failed. See, although you can change it right here, pass, not completed, no run, not applicable, but you don't do that because here you have this execution time. Here your boss will check, okay, you click on this and see this, what time you have executed it. See, you're using some time, execution 55, 56, okay, 1 minute for each, test case, so that's fine. So they'll check this. So make sure you don't just check the status just like that, putting fail nodes pass, just put it pass. No, you can't do that. Okay, you just get into trouble. You have to execute each and everything manually, unless specified. Okay, your boss said, okay, give it no run, or you can just put it check mark it. Okay, so that's fine. But otherwise, you cannot update a status just like that. Okay, so that is one. And okay, okay, so this is all about the test lab module. Any questions? So to be in in short, what you do in test plan, write the test case. What you do in test lab, execute the test case. That's it. Done. Whole QC is done. In short, so what you are doing, you can view it here only, right? You can just view this and write this, put the attachment. All this information is already there, so you can do this. So here you have various features. It's shown you, right? You have this execution flow, and if you want, you can put the attachment. Let's say if you have any attachment, or if you have any automation script, you can also email this automation script. Right, that's a good question. So if the test cases are failed, then you need to open defects. Okay, so we have 40, right? So it's already 40. So defects module I'll be explaining tomorrow. So we have some time. Okay, so we'll go in detail about defects and various reports in this section too. Okay, so these are various defects, and we can just open defects. Okay, so but in short, in HPLM or any or call center 10 or 9 or whatever, the whole series follows the same procedure. Okay, so what is has like requirements module, where you actually view the requirements and follow the instructions. Test plan, where we write the test cases. Test lab, where we execute the test case. And defects, where you report the defects to the concerned developer. That's it. Okay, and let's, so here you have this option, right? You have this attachment, link defects. You have to link defects once you created this defects. Okay, and so that's the reason I told you, right? You don't need this in the test plan. I don't know why they have this. It's not required. You don't link defects in the test plan. Then you see, this is pretty confusing, right? If you use this option, okay, make sure you don't use this, because there are two different things. The test plan, you don't want to link those into a test plan, because you will get confused, and you'll make others confused, saying that okay, you have linked the defect. Where is the defect? No, you don't know, like it's in test plan and not in test lab, right? So use only for test lab. Use this linking defects options only in the test lab. Yeah, Jana, do you have
Hi, Mr. Mitra.
Yeah, so we are talking about the HPALM tool right now. So if we work in some other tool, let's say we work in Rally, you
Right.
said that the test plan and test case is same. Does it apply the same thing with the other tool too? Or is it only for the HPLM?
I'm sorry, I didn't get your question. Test plan and test lab.
Yeah, test plan and test case, they are basically the same with every tool, right? When we write the test cases, is that right?
Let me be more specific on this. Okay, so test
Okay.
plan here in this in this tool. Okay, so specifically in this tool, test plan is a module here. Okay, this is a module, but test plan is a document which will be prepared by the lead. So that's a whole different world altogether. Okay, don't mix that one to this. Okay, in this module, test plan is a module in this tool HPLM.
Okay.
Okay, there is no other test plan in any other rally or I don't know Zephyr or something. You don't have any other test plan module as per my knowledge. Okay, only this quality center has test plan. It's just a module. But document, test plan document is completely different thing. You'll be having in all wherever you work and okay, so you'll be having that. Okay, so don't get confused with that thing with this. That is two different things.
Okay. So you just basically write the test cases within the test plan module and then you execute within the test lab module, right?
That's correct.
Alrighty. Thank you. And you know what? After we are done with this thing, I know, yeah, you were very brief with this, but could you please show one more time how to go, in the beginning? I know you did it. Maybe I'll get it after I see your link one more time. But how to begin in the very beginning? You open a directory, just a path, just repeat how to go to the path, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Mr. Mitra.
So, any other questions? Yeah, I mean I actually forgot about that. The two things are different. Test plan document is different. Test plan module is different. This is I know this is pretty confusing. Okay, so don't mix with that document with this module. This is just a module only in quality center or HPLM or all the series, but nothing to do with documentation part. Okay. Yeah. Omar, do you have any question?
Yes, sir. My question is regarding, I have this exact same question. Can we use the same test plan in every field, or every field has a different test plans?
I'm sorry, I didn't get your question. You want to use every field in a test plan?
Yeah, the test plans you are showing us in this class, right, in QA testing.
Right.
Is it similar for every technology or any website, or every website has their own different unique techniques
Yeah.
for the test plan?
So every test management tool has its own unique features, right? Because Rally, you see this Rally? Let's check it out. So Rally doesn't have any test plan. Okay, it has the plan option there, only this module. Just you're trying to plan this. Other than that, you don't have anything. See this? Click on this. You have, this is pretty simple, right? So you don't have any plan module as such in Rally or in any other tool, doesn't matter. So in this you have this test plan to just to write a test cases, that's it. No, I mean it's not used for any other thing. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, just let me know, just forgot to explain. Yeah, so test plan, this is a module. Okay, this is a module in HP series, HP Quality Center, HP ALM or HP 12.5 or whatever whole series, they have this module, separate module. Okay, so this is nothing to do with documentation part. I told, yeah, of course, I told in documentation that there's a test plan document, test, migration documents, and business requirement and functional requirement. So so that is completely different word. So that is you will be writing documentation, documenting all those things. That's a completely different. Here, this is only used as a to write a test case. That's it. Okay, don't get confused with that documentation part. So this is only related to the tool, only this tool, and that's it. Nothing else should you do with this tool. Write the test cases. That's it. So I mean, Personally, I also don't want to use this features which is link defects. Okay, requirement coverage. Let's see if we have time. Okay, so let me quickly go through this requirement coverage option. We have this. Okay, so this is okay. So requirement coverage, right? So this is something called like RTM. Okay, requirement traceability matrix. That means all the test case should at least match one requirement, right? All the test cases should at least match one requirement. So here, so I have shown you here. Do we have any requirements? We have put one requirement here, right? Okay, good. Let's name it as I'll rename it to better name so that this is. So let's say you have this, motion. That's not enough. So now you can create a requirement here actually in this folder and requirement name is this. This is not our job, of course. I'm just showing you. Okay, so we have created a new requirement, directly medium product. We can fill up this, reviewed, just have to be reviewed. It is functional, most of it. Oops, I created two. Okay. Okay, so we have created this requirement, right? So let's say we have this one requirement. So here what you do is, right, requirement traceability matrix. So what you do is like go here and select requirements. So what you are trying to do is you're trying to navigate this, this the test requirements module here. You see this tree in the right sidebar, right side of the bar, and click on this requirement and find out where we have actually created this IT America testing team. Here you have this IT America, and pull it here and drag it. Now you have successfully completed RTM. That means you are linked. You have linked those test case to this requirements. See this why we use this is to track, right? You want to track. So business analysts want to track how many test cases you have completed. No. Okay, they are not bothered how many you have completed, but are there any test cases for this? How many test cases you have written? Do we require more test cases? Okay, so based on that, they create the requirement, right? So this is used to track for the business analyst. That's the reason you want to do this RTM, requirement traceability matrix. That means all the test case should at least match one requirement. So what we have done is we have matched this one. If there are more requirements, we can add it more. So this is the concept of our requirement coverage. So you can see this how many have covered, how many requirements have been covered, and what else to be needed to cover. This is one, with this one tab we use this as a in a test plan. I don't think this has in the test lab. Should have done in that. We don't have this. I will do. No. The only thing you can do here is um, linking with the RTM. So you get this RTM ID. I mean requirement ID 1044 is linked with this entity. If you want to remove it, we can also remove this. Okay, so this module is not required. Link tabs and attachments, test plan. This is all actually it's not required. I don't know why they put, because the same thing you have this in the see link defects, attachments. You still have this in test lab. So don't use much of this because you will get confused. So this is pretty much not required. Okay, whatever you can do is do with the test lab, not with the test plan. Test plan, just use it only to write the test case. That's it. Okay. Any questions in the test plan, test lab? Yeah. Umar, do you have any questions?
Yes, sir. How we are gonna get access to these softwares?
So
Since we don't have these in our laptops.
right. So this is something which I don't have access. I mean, you need to request this to your respective managers. Okay. Whoever is your manager, you need to request for them to get this access.
So are these under VPN credentials?
Right. That's correct. These are under VPN credentials. So, but you have access
Okay,
to Rally, right? Do you have access to Rally?
no,
No. I mean,
not yet, no.
oh really? Okay. So send me an email. So I'll be giving you this, access to this Rally. So Rally, I have this, credentials, so I can give you directly. Okay. But
Okay, sir, I will send you an email.
okay, so my email is manu@itmichael.com. Maybe I missed it or you're not in my list, so that's the reason I was not able to give you. Okay, so but this quality center you need to request to your respective managers.
Okay, sir, thank you very much.
Okay. Mm, yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Mitra. I know you told us not to get addicted with the tool many times. So, what are the options to practice in the HPLM? Are you gonna send us some link, or this is it? The one that you showed, this is it, or can we practice some more
Oh, in this is
in HPLM?
yeah,
Yeah.
HPLM is this is it. I mean, so I don't want to like mm, want you guys to work more on HPLM because not sure you'll be using it or you may not use it. You may use it, not sure.
Okay.
So yeah, of course, if you need access, you can get it
Uh-huh.
from your respective managers. Okay, I mean,
When you say respective managers, when we start working in the actual
so,
world, that's what you mean by the manager, right?
no. So you are in New Jersey, Edison, right? Are you in Edison or
Uh,
Chicago?
New Jersey,
Yeah,
New
you're in
Jersey.
New
Yeah,
Jersey, right?
I
So
think.
New Jersey, you can check with Usha or
Oh,
Priya.
oh, okay. Actually, we do have the option. Okay, that's a good thing to know. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for that. Also, I'm sorry if it's a stupid question. Do you mind showing us the path one more time, how to actually get there? Because when you do it, it seems so easy. We seem to get it, but later on, I just forget the path. Maybe it's only me, but I'm sorry. Could you please show the path one more time, please?
Oh, sure. So
Thank you.
yeah, you already asked, right? Okay, so which one were you looking for in test plan, right?
Yeah, how to get to the test plan. First thing first, just open the HPLM and just go to the test plan. That's all I need, and then I'll try by myself. Yeah.
Okay, so um, so you can log into here. Okay, so let's quickly show you that. So this is pretty slow, so that's what don't want to log in and log out too much. So if you have this right. Once you put this login name and password, you put it okay, whatever the password is, and put in login. Now you get this right. You have these modules, various modules shown in like left side sidebar. So this kind of sidebar, right? You have these various modules. So when you can navigate this, you click on this, requirements, business components, test plan. You click on this test plan, you get this test plan. That's it. Okay. So does it make sense?
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, this it's located in the left sidebar, so you can just click on that. So okay. So any more questions? You send me chart, right? So, yeah, Damodar, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question regarding the homework that's due tomorrow. Is that okay?
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
So we are supposed to generate 10 test cases. Uh, my question, like, in every test case, you're going to have like one test case I generated. It has 9 steps. So at the end, are we supposed to have like, if I have a 9 steps in each test case, I'll have 90 steps in total?
Oh yeah, maybe that's right. Maybe I did some mistake there. So maybe yeah, you're right. It should be 9 steps, not 9 test cases.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So yeah,
So we are doing
yeah.
one,
What happened
one test case.
previously? Yeah, what happened previously? Right? People used to, instead of writing steps, they used to create one test case and done like 9 times. So that's the reason. I went it that way. But yeah. Let me correct it. So it should be 9 steps, right? Not the 9 test cases. In one test case, 9 steps. That would be good.
So we are only supposed to do one test case.
Right. That's correct. One test case and 10 steps.
Okay.
Okay. So in that way.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe I didn't be specific on that, so I'll be next time I'll be careful.
Mhm.
Okay, so any more questions? I didn't get your okay. Let me. Yeah, Jeevan, I didn't get your question. What was your question, please? I need to include what?
Yeah, it has got different scenarios, so the positive, negative, and all those
Oh,
things.
okay. You meaning okay. Yeah. So maybe like mostly will be positive, right? Let me check. I don't have. Let me check quickly. Mostly will be positive and negative, right? Okay. So did I put this? Yeah, the three positive, negative, and boundary values test scenarios. Yeah, you have to include that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, just you can in 10 test cases, you can do. I mean 10 test steps. Okay. Any more questions? So tomorrow, we'll go through this defects module, and we'll go. So this is like similar to Rally. So if you are good with the Rally, then you don't have to. It's just a different tool to make you understand a different user interface. It's completely different user interface. Right? So, yeah. Okay. So no one has any questions. Can we close this class for today? Okay. Yeah. Thank you guys.